Now, there's always a saying that customers are king. But in the case of Ikeja Electric, customers are slave. And they are will I call them a demigod, or they are God themselves? Because the way they behave, they assume to be God. They assume that they are in fact, they will be telling you that you cannot do anything. To hell with you. I think that there's a kind of training Ikeja Electric has given to their staff. They all behave the same way. Without missing any words. They all behave the same way. The same way the service manager behave is the same way the marketers behave. Is the same way the linesmen. In fact, the linesmen are even worse. They are how will I put it? I think they are glorified tout. They are glorified. There's no difference between Ikeja Electric linesmen and the normal agberos on the street. There is no difference. The normal agberos on the garage. In fact, you will not believe that I called close to 23 times. That's to tell you how much I've wasted. I called up to 23 times.
What was their response every time you called?
Anytime I call, okay, at a time, they've trained those customer care to a level that all of them, in fact, the first part is that in that 23 times, I think it was even twice or thrice, I talked to a particular person twice. Others were different people at different times. All of them were always saying the same thing. At the time, they were always telling me, we're escalating it. What's the meaning of escalating? And remember also that after paying for that prepaid meter, there was also a place that we feel that immediately the prepaid meter comes, the outstanding will be factored into it, and then they will be taking 60%. They were the one that designed it there. I was not the one that designed it. Now you will still show these people, those linesmen, see, this is the receipt I used in paying for this prepaid meter. They say it's none of our business. What concerns us? If you don't settle us now, we'll bring down this light. But I just paid my present, and I even added additional 2,000 to it. They say, you want me to bring it? That is how they do. Until you tip them. If you don't tip them, they will disconnect you. Do you believe that I didn't even know I entered one chance? From that time, she started bringing outrageous billing. Sometimes 12,000, sometimes 40,000. I called her. I said, "What is happening now?" At least I even begged you not to suspend it anymore. The meter is working. If there's light, the meter is rolling. So why all this 14,000? Why all this? She said the meter is coded or encoded. Do you believe that up to today she has not explained to me the meaning of encoded or coding or encoded or is coding? Up to this present moment, she has not explained to me the meaning of coding. Before they came to disconnect me, there was a particular day I called, and it was Folashade that picked that call. What the customer care personnel, and I asked her. I said, "Do you know that there is a Ikeja has defaulted?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Because we are asked to, we are told that after payment will be metered after 10 working days. Now it's going to 3 months and not metered." I said, "Do you know that they have defaulted?" He said, "Yes." I said, "What is their penalty?" She said, "I can't say." I said, and I asked her, I said, "Do you know if I was the one that have defaulted? In fact, before 2 weeks, they'll come and discipline me. Is it that they come, disconnect my wire, and even cut off the wire and go? But now they are the one that have defaulted. So who is now disciplining them? Nobody." So there was a particular day I called the Ikeja Electric also, and I asked a question. I said, "Why is it that everything about Ikeja Electric is all about tip, bribe, tip? Is it part?" And I asked, I said, "Is it part of your ethics? Is it part of your ethics?" inside the rain, the struggle still continues. We are still very active. We are not surrendering. Despite the rainfall, look at even elderly men. They have decided to do the struggle to the end. The struggle of no prepaid meter, no payment of estimated bill by the discos. We have to continue this because if we don't do this, the government will not come to our aid because they don't have the common citizen at mind, at heart. They are only there for their own selfish interest. Yes. So we just have to continue this inside the rain, despite the heavy rain. Yes. We have to continue this. Oh yes. No payment of estimated bill if prepaid meter is not being issued. Yes. Thank you.
Well, on the issue of the bad behavior, misdemeanor, and illegal disconnection by disco officials, we are still on the streets and we are investigating a lot of issues, especially the one that regarded to the issue, or the one that regards to the issue of illegal disconnection, bad conduct, bad ethic by disco officials. And you will recall that the last time we came, we gave you some of those reports, especially around Ojokoro area, whereby 51 CDAs campaigned, not just campaigned, complained, and went out inside the rain last year that their power situation was bad and that they were going through a very unreasonable condition, especially the one orchestrated by one Mr. FRED ODOGBO of Ikeja Electric Company, that is the disco that is in charge of that area. And we've had a lot of things about Mr. Fred until when we started investigating him in the month of November up to December, January, February, March, till when the lockdown came, and a lot of people were under pressure, they were under lockdown. And even despite the challenges of the lockdown, the economic challenges, the health challenges, the social challenges, the psychological challenges, in the month of April, Fred was alleged to have sent one Mr. Tony to go and disconnect people in Lerato area. And he did what we call group disconnection, which is against the power sector reform of year 2005. And when that happened, almost 10 communities were shut out of power, and to the extent that this was broadcasted on Ray Power FM, it became a major news item for 2-3 days, both on the the vernacular channel, the Yoruba channel, and the English channel. It was famously reported that FRED ODOGBO put a lot of people under pressure. So we also went out. Even before the month of March, we went to do some background investigation. We discovered a lot of things. But this time around, I'm here in somewhere called Abule Mall. Of course, last time when we came to this community, this particular landlord, we call him the landlord because he's the one in charge of the property, had his own issues too. But when we tried to make him to talk, he said there was no need for it. But I remember he was one of the members of the 58 LCDAs that went out in the month of June year 2019, who complained about the no prepaid meter, no lights challenge, especially about the obnoxious billing, the estimated billing, which was fraudulent, which was unethical, which was highly unscrupulous. Today, we are very privileged to meet him. We have tried to reach him. This is the 4th time. And I'm thanking him for giving us the chance to speak with him. It is not easy. Well, you will hear much about him because recently his house was disconnected illegally by one Mrs. Noimot Olowu, who is also a staff of FRED Fred Odogbo. And before then, our attention was called to how some men come to his house. Despite he has paid for 3 prepaid and he has not been delivered to him, he kept complaining. He kept calling them after 2.5 months, going to 3 months. He kept complaining. And one day we learned that Noimo just came in and she just said, "She enilele soro," meaning that now una sabi talk abi. I told our boys to drop their light. They dropped them. They put them almost going to, I think, 3 weeks now. We're going to be asking 1 or 2 questions and he will tell us what really happened. It is something that Nigerians have to listen to, and you have to know what it means and why we need a reform in that sector, and why President Muhammadu Buhari might need to look at the proposal of the discourse. If a business that's supposed to give peace to people is now giving them challenges, giving them problems, giving them headache, then what next? I want to thank you, sir, Mr. Samuel, for giving me the privilege to speak with you today. And first and foremost, can you introduce yourself, sir?
All right, I remember my humble self, Comrade Igiebor Samuel, a member of All Electricity Consumer Protection Forum. And I reside around Abule community.
First and foremost, sir, why was it difficult for us to get you to talk on this issue? Because you see, I think in April or May, when I came to do investigation in the Lerato area, after it was announced on Ray Power that one Fred Odogbo sent his boys to come and disconnect lights, and more than 200 people were put in darkness, robbery was going on, and a lot of things were going on. I think somebody said I should speak with you that day, but you refused, because I recall that last year you are one of those who joined the 51 LCDA to protest inside the rain against obnoxious billing and metering. You are one of those who campaigned and nobody gave you a listening eye. So why is it so difficult for you to talk to us? We have come here, this is the 4th time, sir.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for that. It's just that the type of person I am, I'm a kind of a reserved person, and I don't like talking. But the reason why I have to talk this time around is because Fred Odogbo and his men, and Noimont Omobolale Oshinubi Ni Olowu, they've pushed me to the wall. That is why if you still observe that all this while you have also been coming around and I've been trying to dodge, but I think it's high time I have to speak out so that Nigerians can be able to learn from my own experience. Not just only that, so that the government of the day will also know what is happening
in the power sector.
Power sector.
Okay, I mean the power customer relationship, service customer relationship environment.
Yes, for customer relationship environment or for customer relationship, I'm sorry to say, for Ikeja Electric, it is 0/100.
What do you mean, sir? Because
they lack customer relation. Now, you know, there's always a saying that customers are king. But in the case of Ikeja Electric, customers are slave. And they are will I call them a demigod, or they are God themselves? Because the way they behave, they assume to be God. They assume that they are they will be telling you that you cannot do anything. To hell with you. It is so painful.
You mean linesman or service manager or marketer? Who are they?
Both the linesman, both the marketer, and even both the service manager, their boss, Fred Odogbo. They will just, the way they I don't know. I think that there's a kind of training Ikeja Electric has given to their staff. They all behave the same way. Without missing any words, they all behave the same way. The same way the service manager behave is the same way the marketers behave. Is the same way the linesmen. In fact, the linesmen are even worse. They are how will I put it? I think they are glorified tout. They are glorified. There's no difference between Ikeja Electric linesmen and the normal agberos on the street. There is no difference. The normal agberos on the garage. There is no difference. They will just come, harass you. You do this, you do that. If you don't do it, oh yeah, tip us. Everything about there is tip us. If you don't tip, there is a problem. So now going back to the protest, then sometime last year, that was 2019, there was a protest by 52 SCDA.
Okay, not 51, sir.
No, 52 SCDA. It was a kind of a general protest that no prepaid meter, no payment. There was one we did inside the rain. I was there with them. There was one we had to go to Alausa. I was also with them.
So what did you discover, sir, doing this? Because the one that you were in the rain, I think one of my staff brought it to me and we put it on our channel, and it's still there on our channel now. I think it was not just your Abule here, it was even up to Abule Egba, Ekoro, Meron, and some other very communities. So what was your experience in these two protests with Ikeja Electric and the government?
In fact, with that protest, it shows that Ikeja Electric are irresponsible and they also lack integrity. Because I could remember vividly where the one we did inside the rain, we went to Abule Taylor Undertaking. Then we also went around Abule Egba, Ekoro. We went around. Then the second one we did, we went to Alausa. Then I could remember Alaye, which is the general chairman of the general CDA, went inside and some other stakeholders. Then what they could tell them was that we shouldn't worry, that it is batch by batch. That very soon, that in some few months to that time, that it will get to our own turn, that they will come and meet us. But you know that after we left, there was nothing that was done. It was just like, maybe they have come to say their own. Let them go. What can they do? We are the one in charge. We can do them anything, and they cannot talk.
Let the whole world know that we have been going through the hell in the hands of the IA people for the past 5 years now. They have been promising us, giving us prepaid meter. They refuse giving us, and it is high time for us to fight for our rights. So that's why we are here. Yes, we have been on this struggle for the past 5 years. We have, we got a judgment from the NEC mandating them that they should give us prepaid meter. We got an agreement with them, with their management committee, that they should give us a prepaid meter. which they promised, and up to today they have not given anybody in our local government. So now the question now is that if it's 5 years that is going to take us before they give us pre-paid meter, we want to be on darkness until the pre-paid meter is provided. Actually, the government says pre-paid meter is supposed to be free of charge, but sometimes they were trying to exploit people by asking the resident that they should bring 100,000 naira and they will give them pre-paid meter, which we told ourselves, our people, that they should not apply to it. But you know, some people that even paid the 100,000 naira up to today, they've not given them the pre-paid meter.
That's what you got from that action.
Yes. Now, when we came back home, so we all agree. Fine. There were also some saboteurs that also went against what we agreed on. We all agreed that okay, we are going to stand on that ground that no prepaid meter will not make any payments. I could remember in my own community, Abule, this same Alajao, this same Noimot, Omobolale Olowu came, I think, for cash drive or something like that. Then she had issue with just one house. She had issue with just one house. Now, She went back, report to Fred Odogbo. You know, Fred Odogbo he behaves that he is unbeatable, that there's no one that can do him anything, that he is the king of kings, in fact, he's everything. That in fact, after the MD of Ikeja Electric is the next. Your staff came to tell you that, okay, they didn't make payment, they deprived me, they said that they are not paying and all. The next thing you could do was you came around with 3 mopo.
Which year was that, sir? That
was 2019. You came in with 3 mopo, then you now came to our transformer. You took stick and you start destroying the GMP. You were throwing stick at the GMP. You were throwing stick at the GMP until you damage it. We were in darkness for close to a month.
That's sad.
That's to tell you how this Mr. Fred Odogbo, how he usually misuse power. He behave as if there is nothing anybody can do to him. We're in darkness for more than 1 month until the community came together again. They now went to beg him. It was so painful. In fact, it was paining me. I said, what? What's the meaning of this? In a democracy, in a democratic system, someone came and destroyed with stick and destroyed the GMP. And the painful thing is that it was even guided by mopos.
Mobile policemen.
Mobile police, fully armed. So that's to tell you how bad it is. That's to tell you how bad it is. How bad it is. How Fred Odogbo have been frustrating the entire community that is under Abule Taylor Undertaking. That's to tell you how bad it is.
After our last investigation video that a lot of people spoke, both old, young men, advanced age women. I mean, it was not just Abule, Mo, Lerato, Itesiwaju, and Irepodun. We also spoke to Bajomo, and a lot of other host of communities came. Did you get any clue? Maybe they've removed him, or they've disciplined him, or they've done anything to change his opinion about human relation and customer relation, particularly?
Yeah, from information, apart from information gather, I still went there not quite long. He's still there.
Oh, you mean still there on that?
He's still there. I think I saw those video online. Because I think the day you people were doing it, I wasn't around. I was told that some journalists came. I think whether they said we were even telling me whether from AIT or so and I think along the line I came across the video online and I watched it. In my heart of heart I say, wow. So is it that people have suffered to this extent? I even thought it was just only my community at Bulemo. I didn't even know that other community were also suffering. I said, wow. To my greatest surprise, when I went there of recent, he's still there. He's still there. And that was why I said from beginning, I said Ikeja Electric lacks integrity.
Let's go back to the issue of Noimot. There was a time that a journalist colleague in this area called us that some people were taking money illegally from Ikeja Electric, and we rushed in. I think that day I was talking to your general secretary, that is All Electricity Consumer Protection Forum, and I was talking to her, and I got a call because we're investigating another property in the other side of Ojokoro, that's somewhere near Madia, and we saw a young boy. The place that the thing was happening now turned out to be your property here, and we saw a young guy who said, "Oh, it was Fred that sent him that." He mentioned 2 guys, and we saw them taking their ladder. We didn't know they were living from this place, but we were able to record the guy. He said they sent him to stand so that he can collect some money, and we noticed your tenants were rushing around to contribute money, that they want to disconnect you. And as at that time we learned that you have paid for your prepaid meter, and it was 2 months and a half. So what really happened? Were you able to get that information? And what happened next that Elijah now came to disconnect you and remove you from the grid?
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Now I made payment for prepaid meter. What they told us was immediately you make payment. Okay, after the registration, they will come to do survey. You'll be given a teller to make payment. That immediately you make that payment after 10 working days. That's to tell you, I was trying to bring out where there was breach of contract. Now that after 10 working days, you will be given your prepaid meter. Your prepaid meter will be installed. Now, after making payments, first month, when it was now going to, okay, it was going to second month or almost at second month. I said, okay, let me start calling these people. I called. They said I was scheduled for 3rd of August. Oh, I say hallelujah. They said I must be metered. That in fact, if I'm not metered, heaven will come down. That between 3rd and 8th of August, I will be metered, or else heaven will come down. 3rd to 8th of August came, I was not metered. So I keep on calling. In fact, you will not believe that I called close to 23 times. That's to tell you how much I've wasted. I called up to 23 times.
What was their response every time you called?
Anytime I call, okay, at the time, you know, they've treated those customer care to a level that all of them, in fact, the funniest part is that in that 23 times, I think it was even twice or thrice, I talked to a particular person twice. Others were different people at different times. You know, all of them were always saying the same thing. At the time, they were always telling me, we're escalating it. What's the meaning of escalating? After they left,
you look out for the meaning of escalation or escalating in dictionaries.
I was confused. Escalating. At the end of the day, they left escalating. The next thing was that we are sending a mail. In fact, do you know what even annoyed me most was that there was a particular day. The next person said, in fact, in front of me now, that was Rashid. The person's name is Rashid. He said, in front of me now, what I'm seeing on the system says that they've called you this morning and your number was not going through. I said, how come? My number has been on since morning. Stop telling me all this. My number has been on since morning. So I keep on pressurizing them. Then there was a particular day and I told them, I said, please, I need this prepaid. If you know how much I need this prepaid, you will give me this prepaid. That please, I need it. I said, because I am tired of the way this linesmen come around and harass us almost every week. That I am tired.
Taking tip and bribe?
Yes, taking tip and bribe from us.
Not to disconnect you.
Not to disconnect us. Not just that, because we are not paying the present bill. Now, this is what they do. When they bring bill, you pay. They will tell you, okay, let's assume they gave you 5,000 and you pay 7,000. Automatically, you pay part of your outstanding. Now, and remember also that after paying for that prepaid meter, there was also a place that will feel that immediately the prepaid meter comes, the outstanding will be factored into it, and then they will be taking 60%. They were the one that designed it there. I was not the one that designed it. Now you will still show these people, those linesmen, see, this is the receipt I used in paying for this prepaid meter. They say it's none of our business. What concerns us? If you don't settle us now, we'll bring down this light. But I just paid my present and I even added additional 2,000 to it. You want me to bring it? That is how they do. Until you tip them. If you don't tip them, they will disconnect you.
Only in this place, because we did interview in Jankara area, and they said in that side, if they show them their receipt for prepaid meter, they connect them back. It appears that it's only under this Abule Taylor, maybe under FRED's instruction and jurisdiction and sphere of influence that this is happening. Do you notice any other thing contrary? Yes,
I'm also aware of that. I have friends that live in Suliri, which is under Ikeja Electric jurisdiction. I was told that immediately you tell them that you pay for prepaid meter, the next thing they will just say, okay, just try and add something to the present bill, we'll go. And if you do that, they'll go. But this one's here, they'll tell you if you didn't clear all your outstanding, is it possible? If you didn't clear your outstanding, you must tip them, or else they will disconnect you. Now, as I was saying before, so, and I told those customer care service, I said, please, we need this prepaid meter as soon as we are tired. Anytime these Ikeja guys are coming, our heart is always beating. It's beating so hard that please.
It's like a fear atmosphere of fear.
FRED ODOGBO has made the environment so fearful for us that at the time I will begin to imagine, I thought I'm a Nigerian. How am I being treated like this in my own country? I'm not living in Ghana. I'm not living in US that I'm being treated this way. So I told those customer care unit, I think because I told them, maybe they send a memo to them, I don't know, scolding them. The next thing, after 2 or 3 days, I was not ever at home. They said, those linesmen, the 4 came in the morning. Hey, I'm angry with all of you in this house. I'm angry with all of you in this house. We are disconnecting everybody today. You people know how to talk, Abi. You people know how to talk, Abi. We are disconnecting all of you today. My wife was asking, please, what happened? What did you do? No. Noimot Olowu is coming to come and give people disconnection order. We are disconnecting you. Okay. So I think after an hour, they came with her. She just came, said, okay, we are Femi, climb the up and disconnect everybody. My wife was even calm down. We want to even make payment. He said, no. Even if you make payment, it's none of my business. I'm not collecting any money now. The order from the office is that I should disconnect you. I don't want to know. Even if you pay 1 million, it's none of my business. The order is that so you people know how to talk, Abi. The order is from the office for me to disconnect everything. I know people will be asking that, why are we just paying at the point of she arriving? Now we started doing that some very, very, very few months back, like let's say 7. Don't go to a year now. We have to start doing that because, like I said earlier on, that these guys, even when you pay your present bill and pay additional money, which is going for their standing, they will tell you that if you don't clear all their standing as they are standing with you right now, which they know is not possible, that they are going to disconnect you. Then the next thing is, if you don't want us to disconnect you, you have tip us. So we now try to have a strategy. Say, okay, if we are giving 5,000 and we have 7,000. Instead of us to go and pay that 7,000, that they will still come and say they want to disconnect us, they will now start running up and down trying to raise money. Okay, if we have 7,000, they're giving us 5,000, we will keep the 7,000. When they comes, we will now say, okay, Oga, this is 7,000 I have. Can I pay everything? I don't have any other money to tip you. Then they will now say, no. Because you are not paying all the outstanding, you must tip us. Okay, Oga, if that is the case, because we are going to tip you, we will pay 5,000 for the bill. Then take this 2,000, or we will pay 6,000. This is 1,000. Flat 1 will do the same. Flat 2 will do the same. Flat 3 will do. At the end of the day, they might even end up going home with 3,000 to 4,000 as bribe.
As tip.
So that was why my wife was even telling her, okay, we want to make payment as usual. We want to make payment. He said, no, that was that they have even mean us from the office.
So it was a vindictive action.
Yes. He said, no. I'm off. I say, okay, what is different between today and every other days that we used to pay at? Because they do come with people that, those agents that collect money.
POS.
POS. So we say, okay, what's the difference between those other months and this present day? You people know how to talk. And I said, okay, I've seen the reason why. So when they disconnect the light, and I called her. She said, we should go and pay all your money before they can come and connect us. We should go and pay all your money. I called her on phone. It is even recorded. He said, we should go and pay all your money. We should go and pay all your money, or else we will not be connected. I say, madam, hold on. You know that even part of those 5 people you just disconnected, 2 are underestimated, which is even a fraudulent act. You are bringing 40,000 naira for them.
Why?
She said the meters has been encoded.
What's the meaning of encoded? I
don't know up to now. Please, I want also Nigerians to help me ask Noimot or Mobolanle Olowu what is the meaning of encoded. When she came in, they deployed her into our community last year. She came, and the funniest part was that even one of those flats, the irresponsible human being that was staying there before, I will call him irresponsible, because when he moved in, I think it was not, that was when he moved in, after some time, I think he has stayed about 2 or 3 months, he was not paying B. So they came. In fact, I was the one that instructed them. I said, since he is not paying B, disconnect him. Now they disconnected him. Now this man decided that he said he's not reconnecting. So I went back. Then it was Okoro that was the marketer. I was pressurizing Okoro, please. This man said he's not reconnecting. Since the light is down, nobody said, please help us to suspend the meter. She said they can't suspend it because people are still living there. I said,
Okoro said they can't suspend it.
He said they can't suspend it because people are still living there. They can't suspend it. People are still living there. They can't suspend it. It's only when it's empty. Okay, no problem. Okoro left. Another marketer came, Anthony. I said, please, thank God you are even seeing it yourself. The flat has been disconnected. In fact, they even went with the wire.
That's crazy.
Please help us suspend this flat. He said there's nothing they can do about it until the person moved out. Do you know that light was down for 2 years until I drove the person out? Now, when I finally drove the man out of that place, remember 2 years without light?
Yes, sir. That's painful.
And they brought bill for those 2 years.
Oh, you are still bringing bills?
Yes, that was what is part of what it's part of what accumulated the outstanding they are talking about.
Jesus Christ, this is crazy. It's almost like the story of one Princess Balogun that we're investigating. 3 years, her mother died and the house was locked up 3 years plus. And when they renovated the house, those people, is it one Mr. King first duped her 250,000, and there's another man I've forgotten that was there before FRED ODOGBO came, made her to start paying 1.something million. I think her lawyer is handling it now. So your own case was also almost like that.
Yes, of course. So now the man packed out. It was during that period they deploy Noimot Olowu into these premises. I was even happy. Okay, at least we have a new person. I went to meet her. Please, how can you help us? Now this flat had not been using light for 2 years. Look at the accumulation now. The money has accumulated. When they disconnected him, I think the money was about 50,000. But look at now, it's close to 200,000. Oh, she said I shouldn't worry. Thank God it's even empty. She came with her phone. She snapped the apartment that she's going to suspend it. Do you know that she didn't suspend her account? They were still bringing bill. Until I got in a new tenant. Now when I got a new tenant, and I now called her again, I've got a new tenant to please don't suspend it anymore. The meter is working. Please, can you help me make the meter
to be functioning?
It's even working. Please come and be reading the bill. And do you believe that I didn't even know I entered one chance? From that time, she started bringing outrageous billing. Sometimes 12,000, sometimes 40,000. I called her. I said, "What is happening now?" At least I even begged you not to suspend it anymore. The meter is working. If there's light, the meter is rolling. So why all this 14,000? Why all this? She said the meter is coded or encoded. Do you believe that up to today she has not explained to me the meaning of encoded or coding or encoded or is coding? Up to this present moment, she has not explained to me the meaning of coding. So that is part of how we accumulated some of those outstanding that they are even talking about. So on that fateful day, which is on the 27th of August, she came and disconnected the entire building. He said she doesn't want to collect any money. She doesn't want to collect any payment. We want to make payment. She said she doesn't want to listen. Okay, some people have even made payment. She said she doesn't want to listen.
Can I cut in? I want to ask you this question, sir. Did she bring any notice, maybe in form of a letter, 10 days notice, and according to the law, maybe 10 days, then later 3 months before she can disconnect? Did she bring any letter to that effect?
No, that's what I'm saying. She didn't bring. There was no notification. I told you. I said those boys just came in the morning and said, "We are disconnecting you people today. You people have offended us." That was the language they were using. They were using Yoruba. You have offended us. We must disconnect your light today. You have offended us. We must disconnect your light today. Alaja is coming. Alaja is coming. Alaja is coming. We are disconnecting you today. So after like an hour, Alaja came with them and said they are going to disconnect us. That they are not listening to anything. We have offended them. That the order is from the office. That they should come and disconnect us. That don't want to hear anything. So after she has finished disconnecting us, she now gave us a disconnection order. Now in that disconnection order, it was written that we should go and pay everything. That
is wickedness. Despite the orientation that is in town, despite what the world is told about the activities of FRED ODOGBO and his staff in Abule Taylor, they still came and did that, disconnected you without informing you in 10 working days, and they even disconnected you illegally and now gave you disconnection order. So what did you do after that? Did you bring it to the notice? Did your tenants find out? Did you find out, sir?
Okay, now after they gave us the disconnection order, because I've called her earlier on, she has said that is final. Now we should go and pay all the money. I said, is it possible? Where do we see such amount from? We all know, even the Ikeja Electric will not say they don't know how those money accumulated. They themselves, they know how it accumulated. Even some also accumulated in 2015, 2016, when there were no light in the environment and they were bringing bills for us. There is nobody in the entire community that is not owing her standing. There was a day I called her. I said, do you know that you just embarrassed my building? You just embarrassed me and the entire building.
In the community.
In the community. Now I said, in the entire community, we are the only one that has been disconnected. We are the only one that has been disconnected. That it is very bad. It is very unfair. If you say you disconnect us, if truly you disconnected us based on our standing, in fact, you know, I have to start going from ask to ask to go and ask them about their standing. I was so shocked that, in fact, there are some people that their standing is even like ×4 of our own. Their standing is even like ×2 of our own. They were not disconnected. So I now called her back. I said, I have gone around the community. A lot of people are even owing more than what we are owing. They are not disconnected. So how come we are the only one in the entire community that is disconnected? In the whole of Messiah, in the whole of Lerato, in the whole of Abulemo, how come we are the only one that is disconnected? And at the same time, you are also telling us that we know how to talk. Is it because...
So it simply means that it was because you kept calling and disturbing them that they should bring your meter, that you even have evidence of people that were taking bribe from you and they were disturbing your house, and it is in their culture to be taking bribe on outstanding. So it was just because you complained that your meters were not delivered. That's why Noimo Tolowu decided to be this vicious.
Yes, it was because I complained. Do you know that immediately I had to call the customer care unit again? I said, now I have been disconnected. My meter is going to 3 months now. It's 2 months plus. It's going to 3 months. I have been disconnected because I complained. I told them, I said, if that is the case, if Ikeja Electric doesn't want us to complain anymore, they should scrap their customer care unit so that we will not complain. Because I can't imagine whereby you complain and at the end of the day, you are being punished for complaining. So if that is the case, Ikeja Electric should scrap their customer care unit. So that we will know that, okay, we will just be suffering, then we will be bearing it, we will not have to say anything. They were just telling me they are sorry. They are sorry for every inconveniences. And I told them, I said, all of you keep on telling me that you are sorry for the inconveniences. I am in darkness. There is no light. I have paid for Pre-Paid Meter going to 3 months. You didn't bring it. And you keep on telling me you are sorry for the inconveniences. And now, let me now also bring to your notice, as if I even knew that this such a thing will still come to place. Before they came to disconnect me, there was a particular day I called, and it was Folashade that picked that call. The customer care personnel, and I asked her. I said, "Do you know that there is a Ikeja has defaulted?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Because we are asked to." We are told that after payment will be metered after 10 working days. Now it's going to 3 months and not metered. I said, do you know that they have defaulted? He said, yes. I said, what is their penalty? She said, I can't say. I said, and I asked her, I said, do you know if I was the one that have defaulted? In fact, before 2 weeks, they'll come and discipline me. You see that they come, disconnect my wire, and even cut off the wire and go. But now they are the one that have defaulted. So who is now disciplining them? Nobody. So it means they are king, then we are slave. And I told them, I said, now, they've disconnected me now. Ikeja Electric did not find it as an offense that they are owing my 147,000 with them for the 3 meter. They came and disconnect me. They said because I complained. They came and disconnect me. So they were just telling me, okay, and I said, okay, now, when am I going to be metered? You know, as usual now, in fact, they've trained all the customer care unit. All of them, they talk in the same way. Don't worry, this week. This week. I said, okay, no problem. Do you know that after I waited for that 1 week, I was not metered. I had to find out the number of the owner of Conlog, which is the
Which is Conlog?
Conlog.
Which one is Conlog?
Conlog is the metering partner.
Okay, the one that helped them to do the technical aspect of the metering.
It's the metering partner of Ikeja Electric, one of the metering partner of Ikeja Electric, because they also have Mujek and all. I got the contact and
From a media colleague.
yes, and I called the man. The man said, my brother, I have to, in fact, I was even for angry. Why will Ikeja Electric release your number, my number to you? I didn't even send it because it was not Ikeja Electric that released it to me. I got it from somewhere. He said, okay, my brother, since you've gotten my number, let me tell you the truth. There's no meter on ground. I said, okay, no problem. At the time, he was even using me to talk to someone else.
Okay, he abandoned you on the phone. He was talking to you arrogantly. And
He even abandoned me on the phone. He was talking to someone else. So it was when I was now saying, see now, I even called. My credit is even wasting. He's not even attending to me anymore. And he's using me to talk to someone.
So you didn't know you are even investigating him to know his business temperament.
So before I say, hello, sir, I had to cut the call. Because it was already late. You abandoned me for seconds, talking to someone else on the background. So
and his countenance to you was that he was still arrogant to that. Why did you call him?
Yes, he was. Yeah, I know he was arrogant. He was not happy that I called him, but I needed to just call him. So now I called the Ikeja Electric back. That's why I told you. I said I've called them for close to 23 times. You know what it means to call Ikeja Electric? You know, and I used less than an hour. The reason why I use less than an hour is because when you call them, before they will connect to a customer agent, you must have used 40 minutes. You must have used, sometimes, after using that 40 minutes, if they just want to pick the call, the thing will cut. It means you have to start all over. So
you're buying credits.
That's to tell you. Yes, that's to tell you how much I've spent all along. So now, after I finished talking to Mr. Tunde Kasomu, I called the Ikeja Electric again. The same story now. They are going to meter you this week. I said, please stop lying. What's the meaning of this week? I just called Conlog. So the lady said, I said, this one is, I said, sir, this one is more than me now. Because I said, I just called Conlog. He said, sir, this one is more than me now. Let me transfer the call to my supervisor. He transferred the call. The man picked the call. Maybe it was not brief. His name is Tunde. So his name is Ade by name. So it was like, okay, Mr. Ade, I greeted him. My name is Sam. He said, don't worry, they are going to meet you this week. I said, you said you've also joined them as a supervisor. I said, sir, I just called Mr. Tunde Kasomu now. That's the owner of Conlog. And he told me there is no meter on ground. Before I said, we are very sorry, it's true, there is no meter on ground. I said, but why have you people been deceiving me all this while?
Why are they all like that? Is that art of lying or what? And they are not even thinking of what it means for you to have paid. I mean, no customer relation. It's just promises that leads to failure.
Yes, so I was like, that is their way. Integrity. There's no single integrity at all. When it comes to integrity, they don't have it at all. I said, sir, I just called Mr. So when he had the name, Mr. Tunde Kasomu, he said, wow. He said, thank God they even told you that truly we don't have meter on ground. I said, so why have you people been deceiving me all this while? Now I have been disconnected. I'm in darkness. Anytime I call the marketer, she will tell me if I didn't pay all the 30%, also all the money in the outstanding, I will not be connected.
That is Noimot.
That is Noimot Omobolanle Olu. That I will not be connected. I said, so what do you want me to do now? He said, they are very sorry for the inconveniences. I said, you people keep telling me you are sorry for the inconvenience, and I'm suffering.
So I paid you, and it is going to 3 months. You've defaulted your 10-day ultimatum. Then, because I complained bitterly, then your marketer Noimo Toluwu came to disconnect me and a group of other residents, put us in darkness, going to 2-3 weeks, and you are now saying you are sorry for inconveniences. So, is that sorry that's going to be the pacification?
That is what I keep on asking them. I said, you keep on telling me you are sorry for the inconveniences. I am in darkness, there is no light. Pre-paid meter you didn't bring. So, how do I accept the apology now? There is nothing to accept in this apology. Because you have decided not to meter me. And I told them, I said, I know the reason why you are doing this. Because if you could recall, when after making that payment, one of the Ikeja Electric staff came to meet me and told me that I should he said I should pay 10,000 each on those meter. He said they call it fast tracking. That
Fast tracking.
yes, fast tracking. That if I pay 10,000 on those meters, that within less than 2 weeks my meter will arrive. And I say, after paying 48,000 plus almost 49,000, will I have to use another 10,000 naira for tip before I will get my meter?
In fact, we had the landlord that we spoke to. He's a professional. He works with a government agency in this area that told us that he paid 17,000 per meter to get his own meter. So is it that you are being stubborn not to have gone through that tipping economy to tip them and bribe them? Why are you stubborn? Why didn't you look for the money?
Yeah, I told them, I said, for me, if the meter you are supposed to give us for free, now we are now buying it. Now, for me to not get it again, you are telling me I have to tip with 10,000 naira, that I will never do it. I told the customer care executive that were picking, I said, I know why you are punishing me. It's an intentional punishment, and it is a deliberate punishment. I know, because I refuse to tip 10,000 on those meters. They were telling me, no, Ikeja Electric does not support that. I say, if they does not support that, they would have proved me wrong by bringing the meter even after a month, not even allowing it extend to 3 months. So for it extending to 3 months, so it means my assumption is right. Because I have a man in the community, a fellow landlord in the community. The man even applied for 5. And from investigation, the man tipped. And you know that in less than weeks, let's say in 2 weeks, he got his meters because he tipped. So I told them, I said, if that man could tip and got his meter early, and why me, I refuse to tip, and my meter is going to 3 months, so it means my assumption is correct. They said, no, Ikeja. I said, my assumption is correct, so it means my assumption is correct. So the bottom line is, they will keep on telling you, we are sorry for the inconveniences, we are sorry. Now it's going to 3 weeks now. Today is 10th of September, and we are disconnected on the 27th of August, going to 3 weeks. We are in darkness.
Sir, the problem is that apart from tipping this NEPA, I also investigated that even the staff of the companies that come and put it there, they're still going to be round tripping. They too need tip. So what's the problem of this tipping economy? You buy a prepaid meter, the Disco is supposed to come and put it, give it to you. You have to tip somebody for them to release it. Then those that are going to come to connect it to, you have to tip them to also connect it. I think you have not gotten to that stage. But from all these issues now, what is going to be your decision, especially as regard being a member of an advocacy group that is so against, that frowns at illegal disconnection, that frowns at illegal disconnection and bad ethical behavior of Disco officials?
Okay, as for that, I've officially reported the case to my group. Comrade Sam Igiebor is aware of it, who is our national coordinator, and Mrs. Kenny Jones, which is the national secretary, she's also aware of it. So I've officially reported to them, and by God's grace, they are going to take it up. And at the same time, I've also told my lawyer, and we are going to incident the case in the police station, and then along the line we'll take other further steps. I'm going to I will take other further step by the advice of my lawyer.
Okay, what are you going to tell Nigerians on this your issue? Because I've spoken to some people, and it's the same story. Some I spoke to them on phone. In fact, after our investigation of that video, there's some landlord who told me that Fred even threatened them that one day they are going to fall into his trap. He's going to deal with them. Not 2, not 3, not 4. In fact, we even have we have voice of some investigation that will shock you. From this, what do you think government need to do to stop all this? I mean, when you have a service manager that his staff misbehave, disconnect you, put people in darkness, even in fact, your media colleague also shared the same experience with me when I met him last week. They say you were in Abuja. Was it true you traveled to Abuja?
Yes, I traveled to Abuja. So that was why even when you came last week, you couldn't get in touch with me.
Okay, so what do you think the president should do? What do you think presidency of Nigeria should do? Because President Buhari is appointed, and one of his 3 cardinal promises is to stamp out corruption. In fact, corruption is 1, insecurity is 2, that's going to restore security, and I think the 3rd one is economic empowerment. But corruption is the star target, the star program of Mr. President, because we know him as an anti-corruption Caesar right from his first term as a military head of state in 1984, and his body language, his physics, his charisma is anti-corruptioner. So what do you think the government should do about all this?
Okay, now before I will say that there was a particular day I called the Ikeja Electric also, and I asked a question. I said, why is it that everything about Ikeja Electric is all about tip, bribe, tip? Is it part? And I asked, I said, is it part of your ethics? Is it part of your ethics? They said no. I said, is it part of your ethics? Now, what I want to tell the President Muhammadu Buhari, we all love you. In fact, I was part of those that campaigned for him in 2015.
Are you sure, sir?
I still have pictures of when we were doing campaign then. I was part of those that campaigned for him because I believe he was coming to fight corruption. Because I believe that one of the major problems we were suffering in Nigeria, one of our major problems in Nigeria was corruption. That when that is need to the bull, every other thing will follow suit. But I will have to say this, Mr. President, please, if you don't look into the issue, into the case of Ikeja Electric, if you don't look into the corruptions in the power sector, I'm sorry to say that your fight against corruption might not be complete. In fact, it will might not be complete. It will not be complete if you don't look into the corruption in the power sector. The fight against corruption is not complete. Please, Mr. President, you need to do this for us so that we will all remember you when you leave power. That no, when he was our president, look at what he did and what he did. Because if you are fighting about corruption and you leave that of the power sector, and to me, I don't know, it's a personal opinion, the corruption in the power sector is even more than the corruption in other parastatals.
Not even the police or the immigration, whereby they make you to pay so much for immigration papers, for passport and all the rest, or not even in any other sector.
These people, theirs is worst. You know, like immigration, you meet them once in a while. Like the police, you encounter them once in a while. But the power sector, you is a continuous thing. You meet them this month. In fact, you meet them this week. They might still come next week and say, we came to do cash drive. Tip us. Next week again they will come. We came to do cash drive. Tip us. But the police, the immigration, you meet them once in a while. But these people are the people you deal with on a daily basis. So that is why the president need to look into the power sector. He need to look into the power sector. Very, very, very important.
Oh, you think that is also going to help entrepreneurial drive?
Yes. Okay, now they are saying everybody should be entrepreneur. Everybody should go into entrepreneurship. Everybody should go into entrepreneurship with the way the power system is. How is it going to encourage entrepreneur? And there are some places. Imagine a service manager will be telling a particular set of people that you people should not worry. You people, this is your business. I'm going to run it down. I overheard it somewhere, and truly he did it because it so much frustrates them. They disconnect their light at we. They bring outrageous bill to them. Maybe someone that hardly makes up to 30,000 naira has profit, and you are giving the person bill of 20,000. You have automatically frustrated the person out of that business. So the president needs to please look into the power sector. It's very, very important. You should please help us. It will go a long way. I will never forget him for that.
Well, thank you, sir. Comrade Sam Igiebor, it has not been easy talking to you. I've come here 4 times, and today, 10th of September, I thank God that you gave us the privilege to meet you. And you have really given us a lot about your experience. Your experience, I want to promise you, we get to the president. We are going to share it and tag it to the presidency, and it's going to get to relevant authorities. You as a customer, this experience is you as a customer, what you've encountered in trying to get your prepaid meter. We have a lot of people like that, but most of them are too timid or are too naive, or they believe that, oh, they cannot fight their cause because NEPA is a behemoth, and but I want to assure you, sir, that Nigeria is changing. I want to assure you that President Muhammadu Buhari is not a corrupt person, and I want to tell you that people around him, his immediate people, they share in his philosophy. Yes, we have bad eggs everywhere, and since you are a Nigerian, you expect him to deliver on his promise of tagging out corruption off the countryside. We want to assure you that this broadcast is going to be presented verbatim, and all other steps that you take, we wish that by the time you reach out to them and they do the needful, you also share your experience with us if there's corruption in any other form and all the other form. And we also believe that the Nigerian police will take course. They're going to take charge of this case, and if possible, the law will take its course. We are saying illegal disconnection is not good. We are saying that customers should be treated as kings, not as slaves. We are saying that people like FRED ODOGBO are not supposed to sit and relate with people in public space. We got videos of people that were locked out at 1 or 2 other times. Elderly people that complain, not even in times of coronavirus, ordinary times. We have videos of people going to his office and they will stand, elderly people, and they will be complaining, and he does not even give them the honor to sit down to lay their complaint. The only thing he understands is, Oga, go and pay. And that is a very foul, horrible, unwanted language. And that is why we are going out. We still have more people. We have 10 more people that have experiences with this undertaking office, and some other undertaking office at the other side of the environment, of the neighborhood, and even up to Songwater. We want to thank you till we bring another experience on bad conduct in the discourse and among the discourse officials. Let the discourse continue. Share the video. Let us know your own experience. We will broadcast it. Till then, goodbye.